Deflect, defame, distract. That's what Democrats do best, especially Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who said this when pressed about Democrats soliciting donations from sex offender Jeffrey Epstein after he was convicted.
The bigger question is, why is the president of the United States not the one that is in the hot seat for his relationship, instead of us saying, oh, you know what, we're going to take her off of her committee because he decided to text her. Stacey didn't initiate that chain. Jeffrey initiated that chain, and she took the information. Just like if somebody texts me.
Yeah, but she was responding and saying, you know, what are you talking about? Quick, I'm up next. And then her questions were about Rona. But do you think that was inappropriate? I mean, would you text with someone who is a registered sex offender about what you should ask?
I honestly know that he had never been convicted of any federal crimes at that time.
What a liar. Our next guest was arrested for trying to expose Epstein's network of corruption. Let's bring in Chairman of the National Legal and Policy Center, Peter Flaherty. Thank you so much, Peter, for joining us. What do you think about Democrats justifying asking Epstein for money, saying, oh, you'll be able to meet Hakeem Jeffries? But meantime, they're trying to link Trump to Epstein, but it's them who's trying to get money from him. And it was Trump who banned him from Mar-a-Lago, banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago long before anyone knew of these files.
Well, it's ironic that the Democrats released these emails and were playing gotcha with President Trump, but all it's done is implicate a bunch of them. In my case, I went to the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting 2 years ago and presented a shareholder proposal for an independent chair. I cited the reputational risk to the company of Warren Buffett's close identification with Bill Gates, who had been the subject of a Wall Street Journal story just 2 days before about his relationship with Gates. And it looks like I was onto something, because these emails that just released show that Gates's relationship and Gates's staff's relationship was closer with Epstein than they've been letting on.
So again, you were arrested for this in 2023 for calling out Berkshire Hathaway's investments in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Gates has been notoriously linked to Epstein. So now that all this truth is coming out, big-time Democrat names will soon be revealed. How do you feel about being vindicated once and for all?
Well, if I'm allowed to be arrested and hauled out of an arena after my name was on the agenda, after we had a duly qualified shareholder proposal that appeared in the proxy, and just because Warren Buffett didn't like what I had to say, that can happen to me. It's a precedent that cannot stand, and it's a very dangerous precedent for free expression and for shareholder rights in this country. That just shows you the power and influence that these billionaires think they have. They believe that they can lord over the rest of us, and I think it's time for the rest of us to start standing up. We filed an appeal yesterday in federal court. Our original case for false arrest was dismissed, but now we've appealed to the 8th Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals. We're optimistic that we will prevail there.
30 seconds to you. How will you feel when all the names start coming out? Because they've been desperate to try to link Trump to Epstein, and I think it's going to backfire in their faces.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And if you take the case of Bill Gates, there have been tantalizing clues that he was much closer to Epstein than we know. For instance, Epstein's will, the backup executor, is Gates's top aide. And so how did that come about? They've just kind of dismissed it and said, well, Epstein was trying to be vindictive against Bill Gates in some fashion, but they never said why. So I think there's a lot that we don't know. And I think when the facts come out, I'm going to look better and better for challenging a billionaire like Warren Gates about his Warren Buffett about his relationship with Bill Gates. They have a philanthropic partnership, of course. Buffett dumped about $100 billion into the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is now known as the Gates Foundation.
As they say, Peter, all it takes is a little time, and the truth always has its way of coming out. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.